Hey guys, happy Thursday. Thanks for stopping by for another video here at All I See is W, where the goal of this channel is to gain on positive proceeds together and lead with an altruistic mindset. In today's video, we have a lot to cover. I'll be sharing with you latest updates with Bitcoin, MicroStrategy, as well as covering the big three Bitcoin miners. We'll also be doing technical analysis, price predictions. How high can Bitcoin go in this cycle? What about strategy MSTR stock? Are we seeing a reversal coming as well as the big three Bitcoin miners? Obviously, we've seen the big three miners like Mara, Riot, CleanSpark lagging behind all of the other miners in the sector, such as Wolf, Iron, Cypher, Bitfarms, Hive Digital. All of these companies have been, making huge bullish runs. And just today, we're seeing some potential upside. We'll go through all those details. Now, if you're new to this channel, first off, I would really appreciate you hitting the like and subscribing for more related content, where we will first begin with Tom Lee and his bullish forecast with Bitcoin.
What you think? We're at about $111,000. The upside, the downside from here?
Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies like Ethereum are super sensitive to monetary policy. So I think that September 17th is an important catalyst. Crypto typically does really well in the fourth quarter. So I think Bitcoin can easily get to 200,000 before year end. I know it's a big move. It's almost a double, but that's also
Almost
going
a
to be
double from here. Let's just hold on. Let's just take a quick pause. A double from here. So everybody's listening to this. We're at $111,000, and you think we by Christmas time, effectively, we could be at 200,000?
That's right. One of the reasons Bitcoin stalled this year is the Fed's been on pause for 9 months. That pause all year, if you look at an easing cycle, that's only happened two other times in 1998 and 2024, where the Fed began to resume cuts in the fourth quarter in September. Equities do really well. As you know, crypto is beta to equity. So I think it's going to be a very strong fourth quarter. Small caps should also rally, like IWM, but that also is really bullish for Ethereum, which is highly linked to small caps.
So there you heard it from Tom Lee. Bullish Q4 is coming for crypto, and this is why we're hedged. We look at companies like Strategy. Professor Heist posts MSTR is so effing close to breaking out. It's not even funny. What are we seeing? I mean, we've had, significant pullbacks with MSTR, and we'll go through deep dive analysis of the technical indicators. But when you look at this chart, I mean, MSTR going up all the way to like, sub 500s and then it dropping all the way down, close to like 300. That's a big drop. Where are we headed? I mean, after the news with S&P 500, I think all of that news is now put aside. And with Bitcoin expected to launch at 200,000, like what we've heard from Tom Lee, MSTR is going to have a big breakout. Stock Pattern Pros Tim posts MSTR reversing. Oh my. I mean, he has his forecast. Where are we headed? I mean, it's only going to be up from here. We're seeing the recent breakout reversal. This is looking very bullish for MSTR. Trend Spider posts about, Mara and Riot follow the leader Bitcoin Miners Edition. So what are we seeing with Mara on the monthly log? We see it hovering in this, pennant flag, along with Riot Platforms as well in this monthly log. And just recently, it broke out of its multi-year resistance. Now we see potential upside with Riot having a major short squeeze along with Mara as well. The long investor posts about CleanSpark. Wakey needs to flip $15 to confirm the reversal. I've been talking about CleanSpark, a lot as well, even on X. And I really do think that CleanSpark is just a laggard and eventually will be one of the top leaders through the rest of, Q4 2025. We've seen a lot of stocks in the mining sector do very well, but now it's just CleanSpark's turn to really take action, similar to, 2023 towards the late phase when we saw CleanSpark go from like $3 to like $20 within a matter of weeks. So where are we right now? we've had CleanSpark, nailed down at the basement low. Now it's demonstrated today close to 20% gain, hovering over $13. It's only a matter of time where we're going to see it launch up to like 20. Let's take a look at technical analysis. So where are we right now with Bitcoin? One of the good things is, we saw that reversal about 18 days ago, September 1st. We were so fearful where Bitcoin, people were talking about how the cycle's over. We're at 107,000. Since then, we've been slowly but surely climbing up. We got that momentum signal indicating, bullish potential coupled with smart money continuing to buy up Bitcoin. So a lot more ETF inflows into like IBIT, for example, and we're seeing, the purple momentum build up. So this is definitely a good sign along with volume increasing. Bitcoin is headed, from my perspective, we're going to get somewhere around 170,000. Who knows? It may go even further. Tom Lee's forecasting 200,000, but this is looking very good for Bitcoin as it continues to consolidate up to the upside. Let's take a look at MSTR technical analysis. So key thing that we're seeing, we have all this teal, which represents like bearish indicator. But what had happened since? We just saw that red candle there, which represent a bull signal momentum. Now, every time when you see red turning to purple, that's bullish signal. We saw that back in, June when it went from like 300 all the way up to like 480. And look at the volume. Today, we saw volume pick up today, coupled with smart money buying. This is what you want to see. Even though we see that reduction, we see now huge inflows. Smart money whales are buying. What does this mean? MSTR is about a rocket launch. And I really do think the leverage plays like MSTU, MSTX are going to have skyrocket moments. We're going to break out of this bull flag. I love, just drawing out technicals where you're seeing a price, just hovering in a bull flag, because in most cases, bull flags get broken out after consolidating, for, a series of months. So I believe MSTR, we may very well get to the use case of above $600 by 2025. I mean, if Bitcoin's going to double, MSTR could very well launch, above 600 plus to the upside. Let's take a look at Mara's technical analysis. So definitely very bullish with Mara as well. And we're also seeing, increase in smart money. The whales are loading up, volumes increasing. We're also seeing that bull signal, especially with other miners performing. And now we're seeing the big three miners really, perform as well. Mara, it's only a matter of time, I think, come next week or even tomorrow, we may very well get to, $20 to the upside. So definitely huge upside for Mara, and good things are going to be coming as we head towards, late phase of Q4 of this year. So very bullish. Mara's been beat down, and now it's time for, the big, hodler with over 50,000 Bitcoins to really take action. Let's take a look at Riot Platforms. So what's going on with Riot Platforms? I mean, just looking at the technical indicators, we have the monthly indicator on. We're seeing smart money loading up. I mean, back then, back in 2021, on the monthly candle, we saw smart money loading up as well. What happened? I mean, we saw this momentum, squeeze where it went from like $3 all the way up to like $80. Since then, it's been just bleeding out for multi-year resistance, getting rejected on the descending channel. And it was just until recently, I mean, where we broke out of that, descending, bull flag channel. And is history going to be repeating itself? It might not. However, it sure does rhyme if we follow this trajectory. We're looking at potentially, getting to like 130 if it plays out with how we've seen these historical breakouts for every Bitcoin, halving event back in 2017. We saw it shoot up. The last halving event, 2021, we saw it shoot up. And are we going to start seeing, Riot Platforms start shooting up as well? So it'll be interesting to see how Riot performs through the rest of Q4. Let's take a look at CleanSpark technical analysis. So CleanSpark, huge movements today. I mean, it outperformed most of the miners. I mean, it had like close to 19% gain. You look at the volume increase. I mean, that's telling you something. Also, you look at this volume increasing, whales are loading up big time, financial institutions are loading up as well. What does this mean? This is a good sign for CleanSpark to, start ramping up. I mean, I was posting, about CleanSpark when it was around, sub $10, also buying the dips. Now we see it breaking out to $13. It's only a matter of time where we're going to get back to like $20. When you think about CleanSpark, they got the fundamentals. Hash rate is at the level of iron for also, and they're mining about, over 700 Bitcoins every month. On top of that, with, Matthew Schultz as a CEO now, really just changes the look of CleanSpark as well as the initiative for getting into HPC AI. I think most miners have now really embraced, positioning itself, not only being a miner, but also, tapping into alternatives for revenue generations through AI. This looks very good for CleanSpark, and things are going to be very favorable for at least like the big three miners, including CleanSpark. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video where we covered latest updates with Bitcoin. We talked about strategy as well as Mara, Riot, CleanSpark, what my predictions are. Q4, in my opinion, is going to be a very big quarter. So definitely time in the market versus time in the market. Thanks, guys, for watching.